I want to do this till I have no more breath in my body. I want to continue to create options for people. I want to be a beacon of hope. I want people to know when they see me or anybody that's on the team that something's good. They just feel better.
Yeah.
Because they know that's hope right there. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's getting you housed, whether it's anything, hope. Hope. I have a woman right now with 2 dogs that had heart failure, congestive heart failure, almost died. I cannot get her in a place because she would not part with her dogs. But they don't have that.
No.
So what I see is people just wanting to be heard, not told what they need. And so that's what we do. We get out there and we listen. That's not to say that we don't recommend. We can have an idea. This will probably work for you, but I'm not going to tell you, hey, this is what you have to do to get on your feet.
So, how does somebody who's rapping and touring and ingrained in the music industry end up working as a homeless outreach coordinator? Like, how, seem like 2 completely different worlds.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, doing the music comes with an entertainment lifestyle. So it caused me, or I let myself get into a lot of things that started weighing me down. It's led me down paths that I didn't want to be led down.
Okay.
So getting in that trouble, working with people within the music industry always showed me I like to work with people, but I never saw myself going into this. I got into trouble while I was in jail. I realized I really need to make a difference in my own life. I have kids. I got people that are dependent on me, that look up to me. So I said, I need to make a change. So I asked life, bring me something.
Yeah.
And this lady walked in with a program from Pathways, Jennifer Godwin, and gave me an opportunity. I took that opportunity, and while in this program for 6 months, I was helping myself and helping others, and I was like, man, this is I just love people. This is what I love to do. I felt an application to be funny for Pathways, to work for Pathways Homeward Bound, and I got the job. And so that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah.
And they liked my personality and felt like my type of personality is what was needed to connect with the people that at our Homeward Bound shelter.
Gotcha.
So I was given the opportunity, stepped my foot in the door, and I haven't looked back since.
Damn.
So
let me back up a little bit. Music industry, what led you to that?
it's kind of funny, the storytelling part.
Okay.
I've as a person, we go through things.
Yeah.
And I saw the movie 8 Mile.
Okay.
And it just inspired me. I mean, I was always into music, but to see like a documented story of how somebody took their life and turned it into a story with music, it just appealed to me. Like, I can do that, and I have stories to tell. So that's how I got into music. I mean,
shout out M.
Yeah, definitely. Big shout out there. Slim Shady.
Yes, sir.
And before the music, I was in a band. I was always into music.
Okay.
My family was into music. But when it came to putting words to it and coming something from here, it just appealed to me, and I was good at it.
Yeah.
So
No, I get that.
that's how I got into music.
And you were touring, right?
Well,
Kind of
so
all over the place.
yeah, definitely. As we progressed, I started touring all over the place, all over, down southeast, out west, Midwest. So I've been all over the place, and that's where, like, now, from when you're in the entertainment and you're doing everything from promotion, doing the music, you work with people, and you have to know how to get out there, use your mouthpiece, and connect with people on the fly.
Right.
So that's why it's very easy transition for me to work with this population that I work with, the work that I do, because I'm using my mouthpiece, I'm using my communication skills still.
Right.
And
right.
I just have a natural love for life and people, so it makes it easy for me.
So what was that like, though? Like, touring different cities, doing music?
It was in the moment, you tell yourself it's fun, but to keep up at the pace that I was going, I started doing things, drugs, hanging out with people that didn't have my best interests at heart.
Yeah.
At that time, I started impressing people that weren't family. So the things that I were doing was a little different. When you're impressing family, you're making good grades, you're going to school, doing things like that. When you're impressing the streets, it's like, at that time, how many girls can I have? Who has the most this? Who has the most that? Who's moved? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That
lifestyle. And it's like all the things that go along with that lifestyle.
And it was a lot. I mean, like I said, it was fun, but it to maintain that lifestyle for that long, I wasn't doing it right, and it took a toll on me.
So leaving the music industry, was that like by choice?
I've never really left, but as a profession,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
What
definitely by
like, what
choice.
happened?
This work,
Okay.
I really felt like with music, my goal was to affect people with the music I make and tell stories. Let's brings I like inspiring people. Either I
Yeah.
inspire or want to be inspired. So I felt like I could do that with music. And then when I started this work, I'm like, I'm doing the same thing. I might
Yeah.
not be necessarily doing raps, but I'm rapping to people.
Right.
And so it was just an easy transition for me. It was like I'm doing the same thing, like
Yeah.
affecting people with the way that I
Just in a
express myself.
different way
Yeah,
of
just
doing
not
that.
with music.
Yeah.
Just not with music, because
That's cool.
everything is based off, relationship, communication, talking to people, so I just felt like it's the same mechanics.
Did you know, was there, like, any inclination that, like, you would be doing work like this?
I think I've always wanted to.
Okay.
I've been a nurturer my whole life. I raised my brothers I was 7 years old, literally raising my brothers.
Mm.
So helping and taking care of people has just always been like a natural. It's like I don't have to go out my way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. What led you to Grand Junction?
Um, so this is where we have family out here. My mom's
Okay.
father is from out here. When she found out he was from out here, he had died 2 years before that. But
Mm.
the rest of the family flew my mom out here. And when she was out here, I was in music, in the streets, back in South Carolina, Charleston, more
Yeah.
urban setting city. And when she came out here, she was like, it's different feel, and I think you'd love it. And it just sounded. I knew it would be a change, and like it would help give me a chance to like help my family out, to
Mm.
get away from the hustle and bustle of a city like that.
Yeah.
So it was like a start over. So
Yeah.
we came out here, and my family was like, you can stay here, and that's where we started getting our feet, just getting our ground here, our
Yeah.
foundation set.
Yeah, it seems like Charleston here kind of
Big
a
jump,
different
big
different
jump.
place.
Definitely. Out here, I don't know, where I'm from is predominantly black.
Yeah.
And so it was a big culture shock. And it's a lot of culture, down south culture
Right.
out there. So I moved out here. At the time, it was predominantly white. And I'm half white and half black, but I come
Yeah.
from a black community. So it was just culture shock at first. So when I first moved here, I left immediately. And I had gold teeth, braids,
Mm.
straight, still in school.
Yeah.
Everything was different for me at the time.
Right.
I went back home. And I was like, what are you thinking? My head was on a swivel. My anxiety was crazy.
Right.
I was like, man, that place is different. Like, I didn't feel like this all the time.
Yeah.
So I came back.
That must have been maybe difficult too, coming from just culturally, the
Yes,
culture shock you shared.
exactly.
Like, was that difficult to
Yes.
adjust?
In the beginning, it was very difficult. I mean, it's a lot of togetherness.
Yeah.
While there is a lot of crime and stuff, there's still a sense of community and togetherness that I hadn't seen here at that time.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me to get used to that out here.
Yeah.
And then, the way my own people within my own culture act, there's a big slave mentality down south
Mhm.
still. And I didn't see that here. And at first it made me uncomfortable because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like, "Yeah, you're way too happy, bro." Like, and then I realized like it's just different here. Like it's acceptable to be yourself and be okay.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, you're gonna have different people
Right.
that
Of
you
course.
don't mesh with. It's kind of what you make it, is what Junction told me, is what Junction taught me.
Uh,
And that's what I did.
that's what you make it.
It's what you make it.
I like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned jail.
hmm Yeah.
What happened?
So
I mean,
yeah,
music industry.
yeah, music industry.
Mm.
Um, with that part of it, the always with the drugs, women, drugs,
Yeah.
alcohol, always being on the road. You're not sleeping right. I used to get maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep, 4 if I was lucky, and I'm talking every day.
Yeah. Oof.
Between juggling the streets, juggling music, juggling who I thought I was.
Yeah.
So eventually, all that stuff caught up with me. And I got in some trouble between me and a female and some drug activity, I guess you can say. And so I got locked up
Yeah.
and they sat me down. And that's when I started thinking about things.
Was that a wake up call?
That time it definitely was.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have kids, and I've been in trouble when I had kids, but this time, you get tired. And I had that come to Jesus moment. They always say you have to have that moment
Mm.
to really make to that, that's when you make that change.
Yeah.
And I had my come to Jesus moment because I asked life, if if there's more to life than this, you gotta show me at this point. And without like really trying, that's when I said Jennifer Godwin
Yeah.
heard that I was trying to get in a program, and she reached out, and my life forever changed for
S-
sure.
I mean, that's incredible. So you went from jail to a program?
Yeah, so I was in jail. I was in jail for about 5, 6 months. Sorry. Um, After that, I got accepted to the rehab, and it was a 6 month rehab.
Yeah.
And I completed that program during that 6 months, and I would get in trouble during the program because while I was in the program, people that were in the shelter part of the rehab,
Yeah.
I was helping them, get their IDs, especially the older people with like their debit cards and
Yeah.
signing up for benefits and stuff like that. And I would get in trouble because they were like, you chill, you're supposed to be helping yourself right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that stuff comes natural,
Yeah.
so
So you were already like the foundation was already starting to be laid.
exactly.
That this passion that you
Definitely.
had to help others.
One of the biggest things I pulled from one of them was during NA. They said one of the best gifts you can have or give is give back what you've been taught or what you've been given.
Yeah.
And that's when I started being like, I want people to feel this. I want people that have looked at life and been like I just want another chance.
Yeah.
To look at my situation and see it's possible.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you.
And now you're working with homeless, right?
Yes.
So take
Yes.
me to that. How'd you get from jail,
So we went from jail.
rehab?
From jail, I went to the rehab at Pathways. At the end of the 6 months, I filled out the application as a fluke, thinking it would be funny. They actually gave me the job. And they were like, North Avenue, Homeward Bound was having a lot of issues with the guests just not engaging with staff. It wasn't just a good relationship. And they felt
Gotcha.
like my personality could bridge that gap. So they put me at North Avenue, and we changed the game. I mean, I every day, I spend every moment, connecting with the participants or the guests
Right.
of the shelter, because nothing's more important than them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the programming is different, but if you don't have a relationship with them, they're not gonna
Right.
receive anything that you have.
Yeah.
So we got things in order over there, and then we started moving things around, because I went from working behind the desk to I started as a guest relations coordinator. They opened up the resource center.
Yep.
They asked me if I'd go down there and run that for them. I went down there. Well, right before I did it, they made me a senior guest relations coordinator. I went to the resource center. Fast forward a little bit, they made me an operations manager.
Dang.
And we can get into some more after that.
Yeah. So you were just, as soon as you hit the ground, you started
Running
taking off.
because I didn't mention this before I went to jail. I had stayed at Homeward Bound for a while.
Oh,
And so when it came back full circle, a lot of those people were like, weren't you actually like in jail, then in the program, like you're working here?
yeah.
So it was like very easy to start building a relationship, because people saw me at the very bottom and start my way building back up.
Yeah.
And I was still in the middle at that point, I'm still trying to find my ground, if you really want to know.
Right.
But we're doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it.
I mean, and you talked about building relationships as being like a key piece and something that was missing there.
Yeah.
Why did you think that? Like, where'd that come from?
My own experiences. It's very easy to dismiss hard situations. And a lot, I mean, just from my own experience, I know that happens a lot. If you're not easy, if you're unhoused and it's not an easy case, I guess you can say, nothing's easy, but one of the
Right.
easier ones,
Right.
you kind of get dismissed or pushed to the side. And I know how far just listening to somebody can go. I know if you feel heard, you're more likely to come back again
Right.
and see what's going on, or say some more, and we can build off that. So we need those relationships to build a bridge and a path for people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, we're working.
Yeah. So you're working at the shelter, the resource center, working your way up. What happens next?
So yeah, the resource center was created because nowhere in the city we had a hub that the homeless in large capacities could go to and get services. We needed to centralize all. The idea was, can we centralize all the services in one location?
Right.
Resource center opened up. I went down there, overseeing the resource center, and at that time, Homeward Bound ran services and operations.
Okay.
So I was running the operational side of things, and then I got out in the community and started getting with all the service providers to see how we could get them the most appropriate service providers under one roof
Yeah.
to resource our unhoused and underserved people. So we started that process. A lot of issues at the resource center, because now in our city we closed down the park that they all went to. Resource center pops up, everybody's coming there. It was such large numbers that when they left, some of them would just hang outside. So we would have like 20, 30 homeless people outside of our gates just piled up. It looked like Skid Row.
Right.
So it just caused a lot of issues that
Yeah, I'm sure people didn't want to see that.
yeah, it was a which I guess you call it like a public nuisance. It was an eyesore, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it,
Right.
but everything we were building the plane as it was flying,
Right.
and so we were trying to figure things out. So fast forward about a year in, we shut down for like a week, and revamped it
Yeah.
from like, because it was so low barrier in the beginning. We said we need to change this up. So
Right.
we had a whole new check-in system, and just that's what kind of changed the game was the check-in system. In and out, you had to be there for a certain period of time, and you had to be taking advantage of services. We saw a reduction in people, kind of. Instead of 150 people, went to like 70 to 100 people.
Okay.
But the problem had already been created. The business owners were done.
Yeah.
During that closeout, United Way stepped in and we're like, instead of taking care of PR, how about we take services? Homeward Bound does operations. So we split them.
Split it.
During that split, I was approached by United Way and offered the job. With United Way, they were like, you have a relationship with the service providers. Will you continue to do that work for United Way and don't have to worry about operations no more?
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure.
Yeah.
You know, work with my brother and all of this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So I took the job though. I did.
Okay.
I wanted a bigger role. I wanted to be able to really get out there and help more.
Yeah.
And I thought that would open up the door for me, and it did.
Yeah.
It really did. I started working for Faith at
Yeah.
United Way, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, the resource center's gone.
Yep.
Now.
Yes, sir.
So like, what happened there?
So yeah, like I said, the business owners and the community around it it was too much. And I get it. It was a lot. And we always knew that it was going to close down. If it didn't close down then, we had like another 8 months to a year.
Yeah.
So we were closing it down, and I was like, providers were coming to me like, we're going to lose these people.
Yeah.
We don't even know where they're at now. We just know to come here.
Right.
And I was like, you're right. We're going to lose them. We're going to lose all the progress we made with them. So a group of us, Sherry Price from Neighbor to Neighbor, Nathan, mutual aid partners, I'm probably missing some people, but we all got together and I was like, look, let's put some teams together, pick some spots where the unhoused are gathering. Let's start going out there, finding out who they are, where they are, and what they need to move on. Hence outreach.
Yeah.
That's when the idea came. So when the resource center shut down, we started the outreach to continue the engagement. And so as we're out there doing outreach, we're like, okay, we don't have a resource center no more. So
Right.
my model is, I know you need all these things, but let's get these basic necessities so we can focus on getting your birth certificate, ID, social security card. Let's get some health security. So let's get your Medicaid or Medicare, and then food security. Let's get your food stamps. And once I get you those, I can get you in front of any provider. I can get you in front of housing.
Right.
And we can move the ball and know we can move the ball.
Right.
And so, but when I'm getting this, when I get doing outreach, you get them their basic needs, and when they're ready to start doing that, we didn't have a hub to kind of get them taken care of. Everything's so spread out. So we created the United Way Services Hub, and Kelly Marlin from Sunshine Communities let us use his old Sunshine building
Right.
to do that. So
It's incredible.
it was pretty yes clutch. So we started that process. So then we're like, we get these people built up, we get them all those documents, and then we get them on housing waiting list. We run into another roadblock because that's a year to 3 years. If you have a family, 4 to 6 if you're single. What do you do for that? So again, Kelly Milan, my boss, they got together and they created Sunshine Communities. And Sunshine Community is working on opening up a new shelter, and we're taking 8 to 16 individuals, and we're going to really high level of service and really inject everything we can to get them integrated back into the community. Because once we get you all those documents and you're ready to be housed, what about setting up your lights? What about
Right.
how do I wash my clothes again? How do I get on the internet and set up my lights? How, and just the basic things to living at home. We're going to attach those skills to you. So that's why we created Sunshine, to give us time to build you those last life skills.
Yeah.
Attach you with a one-on-one coach that can be your one-on-one support. So when you get housed, you still have support and you have somebody to like say, "We got you."
Damn, man. It's amazing the work that you guys are doing. It makes me also think too, from like a grander view perspective, like
Yeah.
most people when they think about the unhoused,
Mhm.
they think that's a problem. I don't know what to do. I don't want to think about it, you know?
Yep.
And so I think probably a lot of people out there don't really know what's going on
Yeah.
with that population.
Exactly.
And not that maybe they don't care. I won't say that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't want to see it. I
Out of
don't want
sight,
to
out of
think
mind.
about it. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
You're out there currently,
Mhm.
right now, going to camps, going out into the riverbed,
Desert.
desert.
Yeah.
You're seeing and witnessing firsthand every day
Yeah.
what's happening. Explain what that's like.
It's eye opening. And you notice that these people are just trying to survive.
Mm.
Um, and so when you're in crisis, I don't care who you are. When you're trying to survive, you're going to do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I see. I see people trying to survive with what they got. We see when we see the camps, and they're like, "How? That's not even a real structure. That's what they have to use." If we had things set up to say, we can provide you with supplies to build these things, it would look different.
Yeah.
But they don't have that.
No.
So what I see is people just wanting to be heard,
Mm.
not told what they need, and so that's what we do. We get out there and we listen. That's not to say that we don't recommend. We can have an
Right.
idea. This will probably work for you, but I'm not going to tell you, hey, this is what you have to do to get on your feet.
Yeah.
So we just see people out there trying to survive any way they can. Same way I think people that are housed are trying to do right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to make ends meet. So they're looking for support, looking to be heard.
It's a different struggle, you know?
Yeah,
Eh,
definitely. Definitely. I mean, so we take somebody from the river and we house them. Everybody thinks housing is the number one option.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like that's where we're seeing people know they're not being heard.
Mm.
Because they're like, we know we need housing, but there's a lot of steps in between that we're missing. And that's how they know they're not being listened to. Because they're like, thank you for the voucher. What am I do inside this house with 4 walls?
Right.
And like I was saying earlier, I don't even know how to get my lights turned on.
Right.
Or what I'm gonna do if I do get a job, but something comes up later. And so they just feel like they're not being seen.
Like the crisis isn't necessarily housing.
Exactly.
It's all these other things.
Behavioral.
They kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
You know?
But what I also see is, believe it or not, they're I don't know if the self-policed communities, and they do care.
Yeah.
We go down the camps and you might see a bunch of trash bags, but that's because they're trying to pick up the trash, put it up. They
Mm.
just have no way to get it out there. So I see them being a community. I see them working together. But when you are living in those conditions, things come up and you're mad and you're frustrated. So the
Yeah.
behaviors change and
Yeah.
everybody's frustrated down there. So they seem like they don't get along, but they do, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense. They do. They take care of each
Well,
other.
no, I think it's important too because I think a lot of people when they think homeless, they think like drugs, mental health, crime. It's such a negative,
Stigma.
like, yeah, it's a stigma nationally that like, oh, there's the homeless problem is a problem because of who those people
Exactly.
are.
And with that being said, one of the things we created, I started a community crew so that we could go and do camp cleanups.
Mm.
I was speaking with the CROs of the PD this morning and was like, when you go around the community and you see sites or areas that need attention,
Yeah.
you call me and my community crew will go out there. We're going to take photos. We're going to log the volunteer hours so we can start changing that perception of what homelessness is. Those same people that you are saying destroying the community, How about we got them on camera, which I don't like to do, but for certain situations, they even understand. Let's show them that we're here and we're not a problem. We can be part of the solution, you know? So
That's incredible.
it's cool. Those guys, you'll see them. We're getting them
Yeah.
community shirts and stuff, and
Nice.
we'll be in the community.
You said you were talking to the PD earlier today?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the same ones that
CROs.
Like-
Well, community resource officers,
Yeah,
GJPD.
yeah.
Yep, I meet with them. Me and Sherry Price from Neighbor to Neighbor meet with them once a month at
And
least.
when you went to jail, was that here?
Yeah.
In Grand Junction?
Yes.
So same.
Same cops. Yes, they know who I am. They know who I am very well.
What's that like?
That was crazy. Like I said, when I remember walking into the first CRO meeting, and one of the officers that I wasn't very nice to, and just, you know, he was in that meeting. So it was very intimidating for me in the beginning.
I'm sure.
And for people that didn't even know me, I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure they heard about me by now.
Right.
So, and I still deal with it a little bit, but not as much.
Yeah.
Because I have a great team.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody we work with, I mean, amazing. And that's what this side of things has shown me how much support can really do for people that come from where I come from. Support is huge.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you talked about just even like communication.
Yes.
Being heard, seen, you know, valued.
Yes.
For who you are can make
Exactly.
such a difference in somebody's life.
Definitely.
And it's like, what's that cost? Nothing.
Yeah. A couple minutes of your time.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
Let me ask you, working with that population is hard, right?
Yep.
It's difficult. How do you manage that? Because you're seeing some of the most heartbreaking stories firsthand. Like you're in that every day.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's a big thing for everybody in this field. I think some of us are just wired different. And being what I've been through in my life, I think it prepared me for this.
Okay.
I've been through different things. I don't want to even say than most. I've just been through some things.
Yeah.
So, you know, and staying grounded in family. I really don't have a work-life balance. I have a work-family balance.
Okay.
Because I mean, I have you are not going to do anything great, I think, in 40 hours in a week. And this is a great task that we're dealing with. So I just make sure I balance my you know, when you're at your limit.
Yeah.
And so I make sure I inject my family in there, and I'm taking care of my family just as much as I'm taking care of our community. And I rely on my team to let me know, like, Phil, you need to calm down. That's why support's huge for me. I know support is everything. Me, because I'll go so hard, they'll let me know we're not, my boss will tell me, no, we're not going to do that no more.
Yeah.
You need to focus on this, which I appreciate, because if you let me, I'm going to help everybody I possibly can. It's not realistic.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And that just comes with trusting myself and trusting my team. So I try to have as much balance as I can, but being that we're right in the middle of trying to change a whole stigma and just do something great, 40 hours isn't, to me, realistic.
Yeah, our CEO says all the time that he doesn't believe in the work-home life balance. Like,
not at that level. It's just, it can't, I get what people are saying when I'm 60 maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm really like, I'm comfortable enough to say I want to do something great with this. And if that's my goal, then 40 hours doesn't go cut it.
Well, yeah, and if you want to achieve great things, you have to
sacrifice.
You're
not getting nothing without a little bit of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you manage with kind of you're not able to help everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality, is that some people.
Yeah. They're just not going to move. Instead of my focus is always the people. I focus on the options more, because I can lead you to the water, and if you're not going to drink it, that's okay. Maybe we're just at the wrong lake. So I just try to create more options to other lakes. You know what I mean? So let me focus on these options for you, because if I just focus on you, I'm gonna go crazy. Because I don't understand why but it's probably just the option. And if you're not ready for this, I'm gonna work on other things, and maybe that you'll come to this one because you'll notice nothing else is coming online. But if not, maybe I'll come up with some other options that you'll take advantage of. And that's how I deal with that, because it bothers me when I can't help people.
Yeah.
So what do we need? More options. And
so you just never give up.
Yeah.
But you just keep
keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, we're dealing with people. You can't give up. You might, like I said, I get it. You know, instead of giving up on that person, I'm not going to give up on the services, on the options we're giving for these people.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just that's kind of what we have to do right now. Homelessness will never be solved, right? Somebody's going to be on the lam. Something's going to happen. But the options we have for people are what we can always work on.
What are the biggest barriers right now that you're seeing and facing on a daily basis?
One of the biggest barriers is dogs.
Dogs.
People getting animals. I have there's probably over 20, 30 people that we haven't been able to even get in a shelter or housing because they have an animal and they will not part with it. Huge barrier, huge. One of the other barriers is that we have one shelter in town and it's been here for 28, 30 years.
Right.
They have a reputation, whether it's good or bad, it's just it's the only shelter.
Right.
And they accept everybody. So if you're somebody that you're trying to be sober, you stay away from the shelter.
Gotcha.
So, I would say shelter options are a big barrier because if we can get you, we don't be able to get you in housing, but if I can get you in a shelter for an amount of time, we can make contact with you. We can get you panned out, get you in your optimal performance range,
Right.
and get you moved along. When we're having to get you outside of a shelter, it makes it a little harder sometimes. So that's a big barrier, having central locations for them to be in shelter. But really, I would say dogs.
Dogs and shelter.
And shelter. These, people say with no jobs, they haven't forgot how to work.
Yeah.
They just, if I have a camp and I go to work, my stuff's probably not going to be there when I'm gone.
Right.
I cannot effectively work. And if I'm at work, I'm not 100% because I'm always thinking about that.
Right.
Or I'll get back to camp and somebody destroys our camp. I can't go to work the next day. So things like jobs, get them working isn't a barrier. It's just them having a safe place to put their things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain was going.
No, you're good. I mean,
I know that sounds crazy, but it's the dogs.
Yeah, well, that seems to me like such a
minor.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. If somebody wants to change their life, loneliness. We could talk. I mean, when I think unhoused and that lifestyle,
yeah,
what comes up to me is like just how lonely.
Yep.
That is.
And that's what bringing an animal.
And so somebody who has an animal, you got to think like that's probably like their closest connection.
It's their child, that's
life.
Their family, that is their life.
So to be like, hey, you can come here, but you can't bring that. Like,
nope,
that's not
over my dead body. Is literally what I'm told.
That's not an option.
No, I have a woman right now with 2 dogs that had heart failure, congestive heart failure, almost died. I cannot get her in a place because she would not part with her dogs.
Yeah.
But instead of beating my head against her and I am reaching out, there's one organization that's playing with, they got some land and they're thinking about putting somehow like the pallet shelters they have at Homeward Bound, Homeward Hounds type units, so that they can house those people for a little bit of time to get them right.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible because that is one of the biggest barriers we're seeing. And of course, drugs. A lot of these programs for like our seniors and stuff, because the senior, we're seeing a lot more seniors and youth popping up now. And they have to be clean and things like that to get into these programs, living facilities, and we're not able to get them in a space to get them clean, to get them in the facilities. So, yeah.
Right. So maybe getting people treatment for addiction issues.
Huge. Yeah. Being able to separate the populations is what we need to try to focus on a little bit. These people with developmental issues shouldn't be in the same pot with people that are able-bodied and okay. So what I'm trying to do is get with people like Strive and start getting our disabled or developmental issues people put that way.
Yeah.
If we can start separating the population just a little bit. I'm not talking about a full, our disabled, our disabilities or developmental issues separate from the people that are disabled, separated from everybody else.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Just so they can get the services that
are
they
appropriate
need,
for
because
them.
it's not appropriate for everyone.
Exactly.
There's no one size fits all solution for anything in life.
Of course, drugs is if we could find out more to help our people that are addicted, we'll get somewhere. And I know in every community that's an issue.
Of course.
But this one isn't set up for, we don't have a lot of centers. I think people think we do, but I don't feel like we do. That is equipped to handle our problems with addiction.
I mean, this has been a great conversation. I want to ask you this. You're passionate about this,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
What's your hope in the work that you do? Like, what's the fire that fuels you and the dream that you have that you can't stop until this dream is a reality?
It's a good question. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, like I said earlier, I have a natural love for people. My I don't see me stopping. I don't have an end goal, I guess you can say. I just want to help. I just want to help till I can't help no more. Um, I guess it would be to inspire people, hear the story, hear the story of like me, my brother, and the people that work with me,
Yeah.
and see that anything is possible. You might be thinking about a second chance. It could be the 10th chance. You just got to pick yourself up and keep moving. Um, you gotta. I want people to see that they do matter again. Like the people that are out there that I'm dealing with, they don't think they matter no more. I hear people all the time say, I'm okay with where I'm at. I pretty much deserve it. And showing people that we all matter.
Yeah.
Just because something happened, we can support you and give you that confidence back to be living again, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
end goal, I don't have one, man. If anything, I guess if I had a shelter one day and I could just run the shelter, but I mean, I'm kind of doing that already. I've
Right.
done it.
Right.
I don't. I love helping people. I just want to continue to help people. Like I said, I hope I inspire people, and
Yeah.
in inspiring them, that they inspire others, and it just is like a web effect.
Yeah.
I want to do this till I have no more breath in my body.
Mm.
I want to continue to create options for people. I want to be a beacon of hope. I want people to know when they see me or anybody that's on the team that something's good. They just feel better
Yeah.
because they know that's hope right there. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's getting you housed, whether it's anything,
Yeah.
hope. Hope.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate
And
you.
you're inspiring, man.
Thank you.
And you've been doing this for a long time, your whole life, in
Yeah.
different ways with the music and now with this and the outreach. And this podcast is people are gonna love this.
Cool. Thank
You are an inspiration.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
I appreciate the work that you do.
Thank
So
you. Same. Can't wait to see all the great things you guys are going to do, man.
likewise.
Thank you.
Likewise.
And thank you for the space and opportunity to talk.
Of course.
Definitely.
Well, hard truths, real conversations, and sparks of possibility from a world that's a little broken-ish.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, man.
No problem.